So let's get into the Packers 31-28 win over the Dallas Cowboys Sunday night at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. For the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, he went 27 of 46, threw for 265 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. CeeDee Lamb had a great game. He had 11 receptions for 150 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. For the Packers, Aaron Rodgers, he went 14 of 20, threw for 224 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and Christian Watson had the best game of his young career so far. 4 receptions, 107 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns. This game did go to overtime. It was a 31-28 win for the Packers. This was Mike McCarthy's return back to Lambeau Field, where it all began. And here's Matt LaFleur after the Packers snapped their 5-game losing streak.
Stand up here and have a smile. I know for myself, I mean, it was hard not to get emotional after that game. Where we've been, I mean, that's a long stretch. And it felt like forever ago since we've won a game. And just to see the joy when we walked in that locker room was, it was pretty special.
That was Matt LaFleur following the Packers 31-28 win over the Dallas Cowboys. I'll take a listen to star quarterback Aaron Rodgers.
Last week was definitely a low, rock bottom-ish for sure. I don't know the depressive isolationism way, but more disappointment. And I felt like that was the bottom, and it was only up from there. I think a lot of the battles that we face are between I, between the person that can go out there and dominate and knows that they can, and the little voice in your head that tries to knock you off of that confident perch you're on. So I'm happy that I knocked that voice back into hell and had a good performance today.
That was Aaron Rodgers in the post-game press conference following the Packers 31-28 win over the Dallas Cowboys. And my first reaction to the Packers beating the Cowboys is everyone all week long doubted the Green Bay Packers. I told everyone that the Packers were going to beat the Cowboys. And the reason why the Packers were going to beat the Cowboys is because Aaron Rodgers owns the Dallas Cowboys. It's not Jerry Jones. It's not Mike McCarthy. It's not Ezekiel Elliott. It's not Dak Prescott. It is Aaron bleeping Rodgers. That's who owns Dallas Cowboys. And Aaron Rodgers has terrorized the Dallas Cowboys so many times in his career, and he is their kryptonite. We talk about teams who can't beat opposing players and players who can't beat opposing teams. Aaron Rodgers is the Dallas Cowboys kryptonite, and he got the Cowboys again. This time, it happened at Lambeau Field in a game where the Dallas Cowboys, they came into the matchup as the more superior football team. They came into the matchup as the football team that was playing better football and had a better record and top to bottom have a more complete roster than the Green Bay Packers. And Aaron Rodgers, despite being down 14 points going into the fourth quarter, Aaron Rodgers rallied the Green Bay Packers, and the Packers snapped a 5-game losing streak. All week, I said that this is the matchup that the Packers need to get back on track Because when you look at the other elite teams in the NFL, I don't think the Packers match up well with the San Francisco 49ers. I don't think the Packers match up well with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or the Buffalo Bills because they score so many points. But I believe that the Packers match up well with the Cowboys because the Cowboys, when things are going right for the Cowboys know how to mess things up. And in this matchup, the Cowboys had the running game going. They had the running game going with Tony Pollard. In this game, Tony Pollard, he had 22 carries, 115 rushing yards. He's averaged over 5 yards per carry in this matchup, 1 touchdown. Tony Pollard was having a great performance for the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys had 159 rushing yards for the game. And right on cue, when something is going right for the Cowboys, they go away from their strength. It happened in overtime. Overtime, the Cowboys, they got the ball on the first possession of overtime. They are driving. They are in Packer territory. And it's 3rd and 5. It's a pass play. So as a Packers fan, I was happy when they dropped back the pass and put them in a passing situation. I was happy. I was hoping that the Cowboys did not run the football with Tony Pollard because I knew we had struggled all afternoon long to stop Tony Pollard. So when I saw Dak drop back the pass, I said they are playing right into the hands of the Packers defense. Incomplete pass. Now, some people feel like that was pass interference on Jair Alexander. They said he got there early. The pass was intended for CeeDee Lamb. It was incomplete. And then the next play, the Cowboys, it was a passing play again for the Cowboys. And I was happy because I'm like, man, I thought they were going to run the football with it only being 3rd and 5. And then on 4th down, I knew they were going to pass. But like I said before the season, if we commit to the run, we will be good. We've been getting away from it when we get down, but we stuck with it. I'm going to get to that here in a bit, David L.A. I'm talking about the Cowboys right now because this was the Cowboys' blunder as well. Our Packers showed up and showed resilience, but you can't have a major comeback without a major collapse. So the Cowboys on 3rd and 5, I was praying they didn't run the football because I felt like if they ran the football, they would have picked up the first down. But I believe Mike McCarthy's ego got in the way of the Cowboys, and they decided to throw the football. They had the Packers on the ropes in the running game. The Cowboys in this game had 159 rushing yards. So the Packers couldn't stop the run, and they were struggling all afternoon long with Tony Pollard. I believe if Ezekiel Elliott was playing in this game, the Cowboys would have ran the football on 3rd and 5 in overtime. They decided to pass. I was so happy when they decided to pass because we had this. Say whatever you want about the Packers. The Packers have great defensive backs. Rasul Douglas, he led the team last year in total interceptions. They got All-Pro Jair Alexander. This is without Eric Stokes. Eric Stokes is injured. Great possibility he's going to be out for the season. So the Packers have a great pass defense. The Packers' run defense is what struggles. So when they dropped that back to pass those on the 3rd and 4th down, I was happy. I said, okay, this is an advantage Packers. And once the Packers got the stop on 4th down, I knew Aaron Rodgers was going to punch that Cowboys defense in the mouth and set the Packers up for a game-winning field goal. I knew it was going to happen. I said, oh, yeah, we got them right where we want them. And that's also why I want the Packers to actually play defense in overtime first. I don't think our offense, even though they did score 17 unanswered points, I don't think our offense is the type of offense that can go on 90 or 95-yard drives. So I knew if we put our defense on the field first and we get a stop, that our offense would have a short field in order to get in the field goal range. I don't think our offense is a high-powered offense like it once was, where we can go on 80 and 90 play drives. We need short fields. It is a new era in Green Bay. We are not the passing attack that we once was with Greg Jennings, with Jordy Nelson, with Jermichael Finley, with Devontae Adams, with Randall Cobb. Those days are long gone. We got A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones in the backfield. And that leads me to the Packers offense and why I want to give a bunch of credit to Matt LaFleur. I want to give a round of applause tonight to Matt LaFleur because Matt LaFleur, despite the Packers going into the fourth quarter, trailing 28-14, Matt LaFleur stayed committed to the running game. The strength of the Green Bay Packers is not Aaron Rodgers in the passing game. The strength of the Green Bay Packers is Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. That's the strength of the Packers, even if you're trailing on the scoreboard. Stay committed to the running game, and Matt LaFleur finally stayed committed to the running game, and that helped the passing game because Christian Watson was able to get open in the fourth quarter and in overtime for the Packers to be able to come away with the walk-off game-winning victory. So I can't say enough about the job that Matt LaFleur did in this game because he stayed committed to the running game. Aaron Rodgers only had 20 pass attempts on the night. When have you ever seen a Packers victory where Aaron Rodgers only throws 20 times in a game? It doesn't happen. It's a rare. And it was a rare in this matchup. And the Packers head coach did a great job staying committed to the running game. Now, you did see in the fourth quarter, I believe, in regulation, when the Packers had the ball, it was 28 apiece. The Packers had the football. They were in a position at that moment to kick a game-winning walk-off field goal. And it was, I believe it was third, or it might have been fourth. I can't remember exactly what the play was. It might have been fourth down. It might have been third down. It was 3rd-and-1. And Matt LaFleur decided to do play action. And you can see Aaron Rodgers was frustrated with Matt LaFleur because Aaron Rodgers wanted to stay committed to the running game. He knew what was working for the Green Bay Packers. In this game, the Packers had 207 rushing yards and 208 passing yards. That was a complete balanced attack against that Cowboys defense. And also for the Cowboys defensively, I don't know why the hell they have Micah Parsons sometimes out in coverage. Micah Parsons is one of the more premier pass rushers we have in the NFL. Why in the hell is Micah Parsons in pass coverage? If I was a Cowboys fan, I would be pissed. As a Packers fan, I love seeing Micah Parsons in pass coverage and not rushing the passer. I love seeing it because we know how big time Micah Parsons is. But in this game, A.J. Dillon, he had 13 carries, 65 rushing yards. He averaged over 5 yards per attempt. Aaron Jones had 24 carries, 138 rushing yards, averaged over 5.8 yards per carry, 1 touchdown. I love the touchdown that Aaron Jones had in the first half. It was a salute to Marshawn Lynch when he had his end zone jump into the in the end zone. That celebration, I love seeing that. I love seeing him dive into the end zone the way that he did. So I'm looking at my comments. Yeah, I'm still going about it. It's an NFL Week 10 recap. That's my cousin on here. Go and follow my cousin, man. He's a big-time rapper here in the city, man. He's doing his thing with his music. Go on YouTube and follow everything John Linson and everything on Apple Music as well. I'm seeing all my comments. Do you see LaFleur getting rid of Rodgers? They butted heads this season mainly because of the failures in the offense. And cap-wise, they need to get rid of some great players. No. NFL quarterbacks who are elite are hard to come by. I don't want Aaron Rodgers to leave Green Bay, and I don't want Aaron Rodgers to retire. Yeah, I was pissed off with A-Rod last week. I called him out on the show. I was disappointed in A-Rod because when you call out your receivers on your team, you need to be accountable and go to the podium and be accountable when you throw 3 interceptions. But I still believe in Aaron Rodgers. I still believe Aaron Rodgers is an elite quarterback. But we don't have the proper receiving core for Aaron Rodgers to put his talents on display. I still think Aaron Rodgers is a top 10 quarterback. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is washed up. I think anybody who believes that Aaron Rodgers is washed up is ridiculous. You saw what just happened Sunday against the Cowboys when just one receiver stepped up. All it took was one reliable receiver to step up, and that reliable receiver was Christian Watson, who I also want to give a shout out to. Christian Watson, 4 receptions, 107 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns. Christian Watson had his coming out party. This was his best performance of the season, and he gives the Packers offense a different element because Christian Watson can take the top off of opposing defenses. He reminds me of Marquez Valdes-Scantling. He was the Packers receiver in previous years when Devontae Adams was in Green Bay and Alan Lazard over the last few years. MVS and Christian Watson are similar players. So I believe that helps the Packers offense because you got to respect Watson's speed. His speed is something that is serious, that if you don't keep up with Christian Watson, he can get loose on you. I believe the first play of the year when the Packers had the football against the Minnesota Vikings week 1, Christian Watson ran a go route. Aaron Rodgers put it perfectly in his hands, and Christian Watson dropped the football. If he caught that pass, I believe Christian Watson's rookie season would be going much differently than it currently has been going. I believe if he catches that pass, that gives him confidence, and the Packers offense doesn't struggle the first 9 weeks of the season the way that it has if Christian Watson catches that pass in week 1. But great performance by the Packers. Great come from behind win by the Packers. This was a key stat for the Cowboys. The Cowboys going into the fourth quarter when they have a 14-point lead or more, they are 195-0. So they had won all 195 games when they were leading by 14 or more going into the fourth quarter until Christian Watson and Aaron Rodgers saved the Packers' season. That was a season saver by Aaron Rodgers and Christian Watson. Aaron Jones, too. Aaron Jones was sensational in this matchup. So, I've been the last few weeks, I've been depressed. It's been a struggle for me. It has been a struggle for me watching the Packers lose game after game after game. And Aaron Rodgers is right. When they lost to the Lions last week, it was an all-time low for me. It was rock bottom as a Packers fan. But they made up for it in a big-time way against the Dallas Cowboys. And Mike McCarthy, in his return back to Lambeau Field, comes up short, and Aaron Rodgers beats Mike McCarthy in his return back to Green Bay. Packers improved to 4-6. Packers got the Titans Thursday night on Amazon Prime Video in Lambeau. Packers win that game. It's going to be a different vibe in here next Tuesday on the Wise Guy Sports Show. Y'all better hope the Packers don't beat the Titans, because if we beat the Titans, we reel off 2 in a row. The way we've been struggling, as bad as it's been, everybody writing off the Green Bay Packers. Don't let Aaron Rodgers and the Packers win Thursday night against the Tennessee Titans, and it's a winnable game. It's a winnable game Thursday night against the Tennessee Titans. Ryan Tannehill is not an elite quarterback. I love Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is an elite running back, but if you can slow down Derrick Henry, you can slow down that Titans offense. So that's a winnable game for the Packers. Definitely a winnable game.